Hey guys,
I'm Jeri.
I'm Ciara.
We're ladies.
And we tangent. That's why I like them so much.
Speaking of things that we drink, you know how I love me some Cutwater.
I do.
Okay. Well, guess who was just in a Cutwater commercial?
You.
Chase.
What?
Yes.
Oh wow, I actually did see that coming.
Yes.
Wow.
I guess they sent him home with a bunch, and I was like, yo, brother.
Yeah, brother.
I said, you know what, though? It's good that someone close to me is finally getting paid for advertising for
No
them.
shit.
Since I've been doing it for free.
For free for so fucking long.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about Mom Waters. Hey, Mom Waters.
Mom, oh my God.
You want to give me a cut? Because I've been fucking telling you.
Cutwater, you want to give me a mom?
I will. This episode.
Mother's Day.
That's why I wore my mother's today.
Oh, I cry a lot, but I'm so productive. And it's an art because,
That honestly fits.
yeah. Because I got yelled at for Mother's Day. But that's fine.
I did.
Your tattoo looks so good, by the way.
Do you like it?
It looks so good.
Thank you. It's kind of in its crusty phase right now. So,
Well, so
I don't
am
know
I.
if you can.
Aren't we all?
I know. I was like, I actually feel
That also is so fitting for the Mother's Day episode.
I'm
in my crusty
era.
Yeah.
So here's the thing that I didn't realize is I was like, is this going to be a flop? Is this gonna? Are we like? Why did I even?
Mom-sode? Oh.
Yeah. Why did I even say that could be a thing? Because
Yeah.
like, what did I even tell them? There was no prompts. It was just like,
Yep.
tell me about your mom,
Yeah.
or not, or funny things, or
Yeah.
about your kids, or just something. I had to stop reading them because I have so many. That's how they were just so. I don't even know if it's going to be anything you all care about, but it was there's all different kinds.
Is it like heartwarming?
There's
Or is it a
heartwarming,
smorgasbord?
It's a mom smorgasbord.
It's
a
a
mommishburg.
It's a smorgasbord mom.
It really is. And
Aw.
but they were making me. Some were making me cry because they were heartwarming. Some were making me cry because they were like tough. But I think those are important to add as well. Some were funny.
Yeah.
Some were wild, crazy, like a
Crazy,
little bit of-
crazy. Look at you with your nude nails.
Do you like them?
I do.
Thank you. I was like, just give me something. These reminded
Simple.
me of Grandma. I said,
Yeah, yeah,
don't
yeah,
they?
yeah. Erica, Mario Kart Erica and I always used to go, nude nails. Nude nails.
Well, the color was called nostalgia, and I was like, well, yes, because it reminds me of my grandma, but also is it because it's nude, like the day I was born, naked as a baby's bottom.
I was
I wish
thinking
I was this tan when I was born.
Oh, for sure, same. Speaking of tans and grandma, okay. Okay, wait,
my
should
God.
we? One second.
What's up, everyone? Hello.
That
Sorry.
has got to be such a long intro. Anyway,
Forgot you guys were here.
tan ma, grandma, tan.
Tan Ma.
So I did a self-tanner yesterday. And
I was like, I'm really curious how you're going to tie these two things together.
well, I did my self-tanner yesterday.
Sure.
And I said to Alex, if I smell like self-tanner and it looks like shit, I don't want you to say a goddamn word about
No.
it. And they were like, I never would.
Yeah.
And so anyway, all they said was my face looked really tan. And I was like, shut up. Because I didn't mean to put as much on my face as I did. Okay. But when we were going to dinner, we went out with my dad. And I looked down and my legs were a different color.
Mm-hmm.
And then it reminded me that grandma used to have this spray self-tanner in her bathroom.
Really?
Yes, and you can still find the self-tanner at Walmart, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you can find it elsewhere. Maybe you can find it at Ulta. I'm not sure. But it is in this. The color of the bottle is like the color that comes out of it. And there's the one that grandma had was like straight up orange. And that is exactly what it was, like spray paint. And the picture on the bottle was just legs.
I remember that.
Yes.
I remember the legs.
Yes.
I was like, God, I thought that was lotion. I'm glad I never sprayed it on myself.
Well, I did. I certainly did. And I'll tell you what, I mean it when it was like spray paint because it took every pore off of my legs. Like it was shellac.
Well, she looked great. So
I know.
maybe if she did that, that's the secret.
I think it was supposed to cover like varicose veins and stuff because you know you get old and your body becomes translucent.
I really do hate that. There's parts.
Yeah.
That's why I just keep covering them up. I'm going to do that with tattoos because
Tattoos.
I'm really sick of how I can see inside of myself.
Inside of me, I've always been able to see the inside of me.
It's upsetting to me because
So-
I don't like veins. I don't like to think about veins. Veins make me sick. And so when I feel like I can see them, I'm like, I don't
Okay,
wanna
this
know
is
what's
gonna
going on in
gross
there.
people out, but I like to watch when they take my blood or give me a shot or something.
no.
So I stare at my veins. I'm like, I know exactly which one you're gonna go for. Look at this big juicy veiny bastard.
I could throw up right now.
Do it. You won't.
What if I did? What if I was just like, ugh?
So many people would be upset about that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I even joked about it. That wasn't funny. You know what is funny?
That I was texting your husband last night.
Were you?
Yes.
Well, I was going to say, did you know that he texted?
Did you know that I was?
No.
Oh, he didn't tell you that I was
No.
texting him last night?
No.
That's funny. I wondered if you would.
No. I mean, he did talk about the person you're talking about, and I was like, he asked me if I thought he was a good singer, and I was like, yeah. I mean, yeah. I have my own feelings about who he is as a person, but I think what I was gonna say though is that did you see Rachel's story on her like creative wedding? So she posts this, and it's where's it at?
O'Reilly's.
O'Reilly's. Oh wait, I took a screenshot of it.
No worries.
So she posts, woke up to the best text this morning. Like, I'm sorry, what? And it's a text and it says, I don't know if you realize the impact the wedding video has made on us. And speaking for me specifically, I watch it and I get to relive the best day of my life. It was so well done. Thank you so much. That's at midnight. Okay.
Was that your husband?
And so I swipe up and I was like, why does this remind me of something my husband would do? It was my husband.
That's so cute.
At midnight. And then I knew it was him too because that next morning I woke up because I had gone to bed before him. He must have just been in his feels. He said he watched it like 5 times, but I woke up to a link that he sent me of the wedding video.
He was like, you also need to watch this 5 times. Get on my level.
Feel this.
Aww.
Yeah. So anyways, it was just funny because then it went full circle and she was like, there's this fucking song that I remember putting in a wedding video and it goes like, and she plays the bit of the song. She's like, so if it was your wedding video, I've been going through my archives and trying to find it because I know I've used it.
Yeah.
And it was in my wedding video.
Aww.
And it was just like, she's like, then she did another one and she's like, so full circle moment, you know how I posted that text of the groom because that's how I found out that it was Corey for sure. I was like, oh my God, it was my husband. That's
my
funny.
man.
Yeah.
That's my man.
He gets in his feels a lot.
Listen, I love a man in his feels.
But it's like only, you know how I have to go to
but
a closet?
not to stay there. Don't stay in your feels for the love of God.
Well, Corey
visit,
is like, visit the feeling island.
Yeah.
Come back to reality, please. Corey is like me where I say that I have to go like I'm a dog who's about to die, who runs off to die and doesn't want to be seen when I'm having my feelings. That's what he does. So I was like, that tracks that he's just downstairs watching sports at midnight and he's freaking crying into our wedding video. God, I love that man. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I've had kind of a stay-at-home week because I'm not gonna lie, I've been having some pain when I swallow, and I have convinced myself in my brain that means that it's over. That it's over for me, and that I'm gonna die.
The best years are behind me.
Yeah. So, I am probably gonna look into that eventually, but.
I went to the zoo on Wednesday.
I know you invited me and I thought about going and then that was the day that I started feeling it and I was like, I have to make a doctor's appointment. I'm freaking the fuck out.
I actually have to pass away now. I can't
go
to the zoo.
So it's probably just pollen, but I'm
really my allergies
it's not
butt shit.
I know.
But yeah, I went to the zoo with my sister and all our kids and Alex, and Alex got attacked by a bird.
Oh, well.
It was not a bird on exhibit. It was a wild bird.
Oh, okay, wild. Like not from the wild. Like,
I mean, all of the animals were from the wild at one point. Like, they have 3 eagles. Only 1 wing apiece.
What?
Yeah, that's why they're in the zoo, those eagles, because like,
they're
endangered. Yeah. They're like, you're not going to survive in the wilderness with your 1 wing having ass. So get in this cage where people can look at you and pity you.
Gawk at your wings.
Yeah. Fucking.
That's really bizarre.
It was like this is going to sound really bad, maybe. Or maybe it's accurate. But it was like looking at a veterans hospital. Because eagles remind me of soldiers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it was like,
That's
look at you guys still serving your country from behind this glass.
Oh my God. That's really upsetting.
But anyway, on our way up to the eagles, okay, because we were at the Akron Zoo, and so they have Grizzly Ridge, and so they've got all like these. I watched this grizzly bear flop itself down on its back and roll in some ice, and I looked at Alex and I go, "How do you expect me not to befriend that? Look at that! Look at that bear."
Bears. I can't watch bears in captivity because I'm like, that's a squishy little friend.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
That's not a killer.
But
you can't convince me. But
I know
is.
for sure that it is
I've
because
seen The Revenant or whatever the fuck that movie's called.
One with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, what's that fucking called? Did I say it right?
I don't know.
Who cares?
But a lot of the keepers will just go into the exhibits to feed the animals. They lock those grizzlies up when they go and throw their food around.
Do they?
Yes.
They're
Anyway,
like, they might look friendly.
No,
we know that.
we know they're definitely not. But we were walking up the hill, and there was the sign that says, "Birds nesting, keep your distance." Alex is like, that sign's not for me. And I make a big loop. They're pushing a stroller. And all of a sudden, I turn around and I hear, and this blackbird.
Yeah, you don't fuck with birds when they're nesting.
Is hovering above their head.
Oh,
just
no.
flapping. And they do the big duck, you know?
Ever seen the movie Birds?
My dad talked about
Shit
that.
fucks me up when I was that was one of my first horror movies I ever watched. Fucked me up.
Well, I was cracking up laughing because there's a Bluey episode where I learned you don't turn your back to a bird when they're protecting their nest.
Yeah.
You got to keep eye contact with it. And that's where Alex made the mistake. They just kept walking. And I swear it was about to land on their head.
They'll peck the shit out of you, dude.
I know.
Here's the thing. I have a robin up above in my
hot tub area.
Yes. Yeah. And it came back. This is its
because
second
Corey
year
sent me
now.
a picture.
Yeah.
And he said, as if I don't have enough pets here. As if I don't have enough animals.
I know. We're basically a fucking sanctuary at this point.
Yeah, instead of going to Akron, I'll come to your house.
Yeah. There's so many. It's seriously, if we go outside, there's a fucking groundhog who comes, and then there's so many birds. Birds of all, squirrels, black and gray. It's wild. But
I have to show you. I'm so sorry. My mom has a groundhog, and
I'll show you mine.
It crawled up on her deck and stood on its hind legs.
That's what ours does.
And
it stands and just stares at us, and I'm like, "What do you fucking want from me?" But they're so fast. I have a video of it because if my dogs
their
come
fucking wagons behind them so
it's
quickly,
so cute, and they scurry and their
little dump trucks,
so cute. But it's really afraid of my dogs. So anytime, and my dogs can't get to it because they're behind a fence. But anytime they come out and it like hears them coming out, it'll run back to its little shed. But the bird,
second year,
and when I'm out there, I have to I literally have to stare, and it'll just it stares at me, and I'm like,
good.
I'm like, I don't want to fuck with you. I know you're laying eggs. The only time it didn't stare at me, I think it was laying the eggs because I came out and just ass in the air. Ass in the air. I took a picture of it because I was like, well, this is new.
You came out and it was going,
I was like, what's happening up there, friend?
That's what I imagine. I've watched birds lay eggs before, and it's horrifying.
Yeah, that's it.
Face down, ass up.
Just
that's the way I like
up, dude.
To lay an egg.
But look, if you because I zoomed in, its face was still fucking cocked towards me, so it was like, I'm still watching.
I'm still ready for this, brother.
You think I won't fucking fly down and beat your ass?
Because I will.
Oh my God, what a segue into Mother's Day.
Yes.
So Mother's Day was like 2 weeks ago. It's fine.
The beat your ass part or the bird?
The bird being a mother.
Protective mothering. Got it.
So I have a bunch of different ones. I have so many, in fact, like I said, that I feel like we got to dive into it and go quick.
Ooh, I'm about to dive in.
Also, I have enough for a Patreon episode.
Hell
so if you like these, we have extra. We're going to record that after this. Also, I have my setup for The Sims all on a new PC.
I am hoping to have the other Sims out on Patreon at this point. When you're watching this, it's up. And I'm saying that because I need to get it up. Of me building the wedding venue.
Make yourself do it. Okay, here we go. We're going to start off with a heartwarming one.
Okay.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, lovely ladies. My name is... Okay, it's McKay because it says like Michaela without the la. Okay.
Got it.
She, her. I think this is such a sweet idea for you all to do. You all have been so great for my mental health and my connection with my mom, and that goes along with this story. I know a lot of these are like mom appreciation ones, and like, dude, the way that I was going through these on my back deck, just like crying softly to myself.
My boys are in a state where they randomly would go, I love you, Mom, and hug me, and I'm like,
yeah.
Or they keep going, this is the best day ever. Or they'll insert whatever we're doing. This is the best zoo day ever. This is the best pizza day ever. This is the best bicycle day ever.
I love that. 4 and 5 are like my favorite. I can't say they're my favorite ages, but I do remember loving them, just because of that stuff. It's just they're the amount of wonder and love that they find in just the smallest things. And we have a story kind of like that, I think. So, anyways. So let me start off by saying I've been dealing with intense anxiety and depression since I was around 11 years old.
Aww.
I got on meds then, and I'm still on them now at 21. My mom has been an amazing rock throughout all my struggles. She doesn't understand how my brain works, but she really tries her best to understand. There have been a couple of bumps in the road from misunderstanding/miscommunication, however. One day, through this miscommunication, I just blurted out, "I'm running low on spoons, Mom." Needless to say, my poor mom was even more confused. I began to explain to her that through my favorite podcast, Ladies and Tangents, I heard about the spoon theory. You only have so many spoons to get throughout the day, and tasks required me to spend more spoons. Shout out, if you want more on spoon theory, listen to the old episode. Thank you for plugging our episodes. It's awesome. I don't know why or how, but the spoon theory finally clicked with my mom. She finally understood me and how I had to spend my energy to get throughout the day.
If there's one thing's Mom know about is utensils.
It's
kitchen
cookware
stuff.
She even listened to your episode about the spoon theory to learn more. I know, and it was not even about that. It was such a small portion of the one episode, but I love that.
Toxic positivity, was it?
Is that what it was? I think it might have been.
I think so.
Over the past couple of years, we have had many conversations about my spoons and how I'm spending them. When I was getting ready to move to college, my mom handed me a box with a small bow on top.
Stop it.
At first, I was confused when I pulled out a long-handled teaspoon with the words, "You got this," engraved into it.
That's so nice.
I know. But then my mom said, "This way you always have one more spoon." Shut up. This was me all last week fucking going through these stories. That's why I had to stop reading them, because I'm like, these are just going to have to be in the rotation from now on, because
Holy
they're all
hell.
so good.
What a beautiful, nice thing for your mom to do. That
I
reminds
know
me
it.
that we signed a spoon for someone on tour.
Did.
Oh.
I will not lie, it's the most heartfelt gift I think I've ever received. I keep it at my desk in college, and at random times see it and tear up for how thoughtful my mom was in getting this small teaspoon. Thanks, ladies, for sharing the spoon theory so I can connect with my mom better.
Oh.
I know.
I love that story.
They're all like this.
Great.
I mean, they're not all, they're different in different ways, but they all like touched me in such a way where I was like, this was such a good idea because, oh my God. Okay, we'll just go right into the next one. This one's I like this one. I mean, I like them all.
Yeah.
But
I'll say I did not have an easy time this year for Mother's Day.
Right.
And I've been wanting to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
Because you are not a stranger to single mom Mother's Days.
Yep.
And this was my first one.
Yeah.
And I cried so fucking much on Saturday because I knew I wasn't going to wake up with my kids.
Yeah.
And I just thought about all the people who experienced that. And then I realized that, like, this is Mother's Day, but there will be other holidays, like, where they're not there.
Yes.
And, like, I knew that was hard, but I never experienced it before. And so it was terrible and it was heartbreaking. And so I knew that this was going to be emotional for me. And now I feel, I guess, a different sense of connection to people in our audience who also can relate to that.
Yes. Yeah. It's a lot. Oh, gosh. I'll give you a minute.
No, it's fine. It's fine. My allergies are butt shit as well. So my eyes have just been watering, and then my makeup gets in there. I don't know why I even put it on, and then they sting.
I was going to say, we're going to have to, you want to go to the bathroom because you got it. Girl, this just running. What the hell? The other thing I was gonna say about what you were talking about is just it's not super helpful, I guess, but it's something that is true. Like when I used to ask my mother-in-law Susan how she dealt with, she had twins when she was 21 and already had a 4-year-old too at that point. So 4-year-old twin boys. And she said they both didn't sleep at the same time. And her husband was like off at work, working 2 jobs so that she could stay home. And when I asked her about it, I'm like, how did you do it? She's like, I just did.
Yeah.
To me, I don't even remember that time. I know it was hard. I know I struggled, but the thought process was you just have to get through this.
Yep.
You just have to do it. And so that's those moments are really, really difficult. Mother's Day, Christmas, birthdays, things like that are really, really hard, but you just have to get through it and know that it gets easier.
Well, and I think the as hard as it is for me to wake up without my kids, it was also the realization that the person who was celebrating me on Mother's Day
exactly
isn't there either. And it's not like my kids have money. It's not like my kids have any concept of gift giving. And not that that's I need a gift, but like the person who previously was responsible for kind of orchestrating me feeling celebrated no longer is in that role. And so it was kind of like who's now in charge of appreciating me, because it feels wrong to like celebrate yourself.
No, totally.
For some reason.
Yeah, I mean, I had those. I think my first one was when Noah was 2 was my first one. And it was so hard because, I mean, once he hit like kindergarten, preschool, they make you things. And that was really, really sweet. It's like almost the teachers are kind of the help. But until that point, I had 3 Mother's Days where it was just another day. Honestly, I picked up shifts at work because I was like, this is just another day. And maybe I can make someone else feel good, which is sad because Mother's Day was supposed to be my day. Like that was in our custody agreement that was always my day. But I was like, I don't know. There was something about it where like we did spend time, but I'm almost like, I'd rather just go and make money for us because number one, anybody in the restaurant industry knows Mother's Day is a fucking banger. Like that is one of the best days of the year to make money. Everybody's taking their mom out to eat. But it was always a little heartbreaking to watch these young moms get celebrated by these dads with their kids with them and I knew it was like, well, I'm going to go home and it's me and Noah and, you know, I'm going to go home and just take care of him, which is fine, but it's what I do every other day. And there was nothing that felt different or special or like I meant anything to anybody.
That is fucking hard. Yeah. That's hard because as much as you are a mother to your child, you're also a mother like to your partner. Yeah. Like you're not mothering your partner, but like,
well, sorry.
Some of us might be.
Maybe.
But typically it's not. But
yeah. You're not supposed to.
You're not supposed to. But it's almost like I would celebrate the mothers of people that I love.
Right.
Because they raised people that I love.
Sure.
And so in a partnership, it's almost like you are the person who gave me my children. Yes. You are the person who are raising these people that I love.
Yeah.
And so I want to show you appreciation. And like, that's not always the case.
Yeah.
And it's hard when you can't separate the roles of partner and parent. And when you lose one, you feel like you lose the support of the other.
Yep.
And
I will say
I'm having a very tough time discussing this because I do want to be very respectful, and I know that this is just my perspective and my experience and my side, but I also know that I'm not the first person to feel this way. I'm not the last person who will feel this way. And I'm not alone in feeling that. And anytime those are the things that pop in my head, that's when I feel it's important to speak on it.
Yes.
So that other people hear someone say it.
Right. I will say, and I can't say that this will happen for sure for anybody, but this was something that did happen for me, and it's what I hope you can maybe look forward to, and what I think that a good relationship entails is there were 5 or 6 Mother's Days where I had nobody, except for something he would do at school. And then I remember one time I went to go pick him up on Mother's Day, and his dad came out and was like, "Hey, just so you know, I was getting my wife flowers for Mother's Days with the boy, and Noah really wanted you to have this, so he bought me flowers as well. Sorry." But it was like, I could cry thinking about it, because it was the first time that he didn't let any kind of feelings that maybe, and I know his wife would have never, like, she was very cool with me at that point.
Yeah.
So I think in that moment, they both were just able to see, like, this kid wants, he was like, "What about my mom?
Yeah.
Can we get something for her?" And Dave, without hesitation, was like, "Yes."
Yeah.
So I really, really hope
The boys did give me a card.
Yeah.
The boys gave me a card, and obviously, you know, they don't have money.
Yes.
Or a car to go, so it's not like,
Yeah.
but
It might take time.
no,
but
I know.
I think
know.
I think that's the hope, right? Is that it'll
Yeah.
get to that point.
Yeah.
But it's not to negate how difficult it is in
Yeah.
these early ones.
Yeah. And like I said, I
You
know
just got to
I'm,
get through it.
I'm not the first person or the last person, and maybe someone is going through this alongside of me, or is like
Alongside of me.
or
Sorry.
will in the future, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um
God damn, girl.
But-
I just feel so sad
I
for
know.
your eyes right now.
I
I'm so
know.
fucking sorry.
No, I found these glasses in here today, and I was like, I'm gonna throw those on, because if I look, for whatever reason, if you take all your makeup off and you throw glasses on, you're like, that's actually
Makeup now?
that. It's like a hat for your face.
You know, that's what I do. Anytime I come here and I, like on a Patreon episode, if I don't have my makeup on, I'm like, I'll just wear my glasses, because they
Yes.
won't be able to tell.
Yeah, if my hair's greasy, I put on a hat. If my face is fucky, I put on my glasses.
So true, dude.
Pro tip.
Pro tip. Get a hat for your face.
Also known as glasses.
All right, well, this one's kind of fun.
Okay.
So
What luck?
I know. We need it. Hey, ladies, my name is Laura. So it is spelled Loura,
Okay.
but pronounced like
Got it.
Laura with an A. Feel free to use my name, because the whole point of this story is the spelling of my name. We met each other at the Minneapolis show, and I think I might have told Ciara that my name is Laura spelled with an O, but I don't really recall, because I honestly slightly blacked out. LOL. Hey, me too. Okay, so Mother's Day. I'm so excited I get to share this story with you. My mom's name is also Laura with an O.
Aha,
Uh-huh.
very Lorelai.
Yes. My whole life having the same name as my mom has been so confusing. Middle name and everything.
Wow.
Which, like, I
it's
kinda-
giving junior energy, and I love that.
Well, I
for a
kind of
woman.
love when women do that with their daughters, because I'm
Yep.
like, you guys, men do it with their sons. Why can't we fucking
Yeah.
do it? Don't even get me started with us going to the same tax company.
Oh, no.
Anyways, Dave, Noah's dad, which, I
Uh-huh.
mean, you guys know his name, but
So
anyways.
you just said it a little bit ago.
I did. So Noah's dad has the same name. He's the second.
Yes.
And it was so funny because we would always get like AARP stuff sent to our house. He
Yeah.
was like, I think this probably isn't for me. And I was like, is it? Anyways, my mom recently retired last October. And let me tell you, boy, was that a journey. I may never retire. Who knew that there is so much paperwork that goes into retiring? I can't imagine. My mom would have liked to retire at the end of June. She was a lunch lady at a high school, so she
Aw.
wanted to finish the year out. June
That's
is
such a special place in my heart for
right.
Yeah.
Ugh. June is the end of a school year and ideally the best time to close that chapter, but that unfortunately did not happen. Upon filing the paperwork, we come to find out that her name is not, in fact, Laura with an O, but it is Laura with an A. And it says, gasp. She was born back when birth certificates were written by hand, and the O was actually an A, but no one knew until she got a copy of her birth certificate.
What?
Yes, it must have just looked like an O and they went with that. But when you look at it again, it's like, oh shit, that's an A, girl.
Oh, hell.
All of the changes she had to go through, she was finally able to get the correction and retire. So she corrected it herself back to an O.
Oh, she's like, no, matter of fact, it is an O. Fuck you guys.
Upon her retirement, I officially welcomed her to the Laura with an O club and declared myself as the president. And that is the story of how my mom is, in fact, named after me. This is one of the many odd stories of my mom, including why her birthday is May 28th and 29th. What? But that's a story for another time.
What?
Oh, shit.
Your mom is going through it.
No shit. You know, they fucked up on, I think it was Corey's dad's birth certificate, and they had him, like, born on his dad's birth year.
Year?
Yes. So that's what they put as his. And they were like, what? This is not correct.
This baby is a time traveler.
This baby is as old as his father.
Oh, my goodness.
That's a little fucked up. Thank you for taking the time to read this. If you do, I love you both. She absolutely loves telling this story.
I'm so sorry. I really like how that sentence is written.
What?
Like, if you do read it, I love you both. If you
not,
don't, fuck you. That's what I heard in my head.
That's funny. She absolutely loves telling the story and proudly tells everyone I'm the president of the Laura with an O club. Attached is a picture of my mom and I for funsies. Happy Mother's Day to you both.
Oh, thank you.
Laura's.
Oh, the Laura's.
Doesn't she look like the sweetest, most kind lunch lady you've ever seen in your life? Like the lunch lady that you would want to be like, I hope that she's working today.
Yes.
Ah! Laura's. Oh, wait. Mom.
Shut up.
I can't handle it. I can't handle it.
Mom.
Moms.
Just know that if you're a mom, you're everyone's mom.
You are.
You're my mom. She's a mom. He's a mom. They're a mom.
And
we're all moms.
All right, these next ones are going to be kind of fucking sad.
Great.
Sorry.
I'm so happy that I just went ahead and pulled the trigger and took my fucking face off.
Yeah, you're especially for this next one.
Okay.
And I apologize. But I thought it was important to add it. This is from your friend Allie.
Oh no.
I know, I'm sorry. It's titled The Dead Moms Club. Yes, I just cringed writing that. Hi, Jeri and Ciara. Kind of heartwarming-ish. As you both know, I lost my mom to cancer in 2017, therefore securing my place in this shitty club that no one ever wants to be in. My mom had the privilege of knowing and teaching with Jeri several years before she passed. To your listeners who might not have had the opportunity to witness the amazing photographer that Jeri was/is, Jeri took both my engagement and, quote, wedding photos. Wedding is in quotations because I was one of the lucky ones who had to cancel their wedding because of COVID. I'm being sarcastic. There was nothing lucky about canceling my wedding, and I actually cried for weeks over it. LOL. Shout out to Jeri for helping me navigate that crazy time. Yet Jeri showed up and several months later, very pregnant with Forrest, took our wedding photos, just the two of us. Yes, we were socially distanced, outside, and careful. The day of our pictures, it was raining on and off, and I was worried we might not get to have them done as our timeline was so limited since I live in Chicago and was only in town for a few days. However, the rain cleared up and it became a beautiful evening. I will never forget standing on top of a beautiful hilltop in rural Ohio with just my husband and Jeri and looking to the sky to see a rainbow glittering above. I knew it was my mom, the mom I was grieving so very much, along with my could-have-been wedding that never happened. Also that evening, a small bee was trapped in between the layers of my wedding dress. Jeri will know the significance of this. Our loved ones were visiting us both that day, and I feel so grateful that Jeri knew my mom. That's it. That's the story. A small but powerful one that I'll take with me forever, along with these beautiful pictures Jeri captured. Love you both and so very proud of you always, Allie.
Oh, hell.
Did she put the picture? I was like, I don't know why I'm showing you.
I'm like,
you fucking took them.
I'm 99% sure I photoshopped her mom into one of the photos for her.
Oh my God. I was like, this is gonna, I
wreck
knew that
me?
one was gonna wreck you, but I didn't want to. I felt like it was important to put in there. I'm so sorry.
That actually, no. Yeah, her mom was a sub whenever, because she had taught and then she retired and then she was subbing. And
that was one of the one that got me crying last, was it? It was like 3 nights ago when I was on my porch.
So I did teach with her.
Yeah.
And like our families have always been connected, but her sister was also, her sister was a witch.
No. What was her sister?
No. That's me trying to stop crying. No, her sister was actually a guidance counselor too at the school that I taught at. So like it was very
intertwined.
Yeah. And because Allie's mom had passed, and her sister couldn't get off work. There was like scheduling conflicts and she was only in town for a short time. I actually rode with her to go get her wedding dress and pick out her veil in Columbus.
Oh my God.
Right when I found out I was pregnant with Forrest. I met her at a park and ride parking lot. I opened the door and I go, I'm pregnant. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah. Yeah, sure am. And so I found out I was pregnant with Forrest, told her, and then when her wedding had to be canceled because of COVID, and then we refigured out, I was very, very pregnant.
Yeah, I know. I remember that.
And I actually put a video together for them too, and we did it. We did it out in Amish country, but then we also came downtown and we did some stuff downtown. Yes, I remember that.
Yes, I remember that.
It was really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
Her dad, I think, dropped her off at the site, so her and her husband were able to do a first look still. And
wow.
It was really special.
Yeah.
Like really, really special.
Oh.
Yeah. What the hell?
Well,
thanks for sending that in, Allie, you son of a bitch.
Buckle up, because it doesn't get any easier.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, when I said these had me crying, you should have known, because I don't cry easily, and these were wrecking me.
Oh, hell.
I had to stop reading them, but I think when we do more heartwarming ones, I'm going to put these in because they are all very beautiful stories.
If I remember correctly, her mom had pancreatic cancer.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And like, as someone who's watched 3 people, that's another thing that I just felt so connected with Allie. And
God, pancreatic cancer is the fucking worst.
It became my Roman Empire, and I was like obsessed with it. I did my senior project on it. I went to college and I did more projects on it, and I researched as much as I possibly can. And now I'm like,
because our grandma passed away from it, but also your other grandma passed away from it, which I think is wild because I had never heard of it like up until then. And then all of a sudden it was like boom, boom, boom. There was like,
and then Steve Jobs,
and then fucking Patrick Swayze.
And then also my grandma's sister.
Oh my God.
And so whenever I went to get my ultrasound at the breast center in Canton, I told her about this.
Yeah.
And she's like, I understand that your mom had genetic testing done like 10 or so years ago. She said, there's a lot more, there's a lot more genetic markers we can test for now.
Yeah.
And there are links. And so we might be able to kind of at least know if you are predispositioned for it. So
yeah, that's definitely,
there's that.
I think that's a good thing to look into.
Okay. Oh my God, what a fucking downer. Happy Mother's Day, you bitches.
Hold on, it's going to be, this one is beautiful, but sad.
Hell.
Sorry. Hey ladies, my name is Meg and I apologize in advance that this is going to be a long one and there is going to be a mix of emotions in this story. So trigger warnings for SA, alcoholism, and death.
Is my top lip swollen a little bit?
A little bit.
Hell yeah.
You got good cry face, girl.
I got these big old lips happening.
Like,
my top lip swells. I think I said this before. My top lip swells. My eyes get really like teal green.
Yes, they do.
You're just making me hotter. Go ahead. Read this horrible story.
It's not horrible. It's beautiful.
Sure. I believe you.
Are they both the same thing?
Horribly beautiful is what I meant.
When I was younger, my mom was what you may call a helicopter parent. She was heavily involved in the PTA helped out during all the school events, and chaperoned nearly all of mine and my brother's field trips. She was truly involved in everything she possibly could be, and I look back on those times fondly as an adult because I don't know how she had the time and energy for all of that. She also made sure that I was never caught up in the mean girl drama of elementary school, and if I was having a bad day, she would let me scream as loud as I wanted to in the car on the way to or from school just to get those big emotions out. Parentheses, this will be important later. Unfortunately, my mom was later the victim of a sexual assault by a family friend, which led her to developing a drinking problem that she was unable to break free from, and ultimately led to her passing away 7 years after the assault when I was 25. I had a lot of anger and resentment towards her in the years before and after her death because to me, it felt like she consciously made a decision to choose alcohol over her children. After time and some healing, I now understand that it was certainly not that simple, but grief is a fickle bitch and still occasionally makes me feel that way. After my mom passed away, I noticed her appearing in my dreams frequently, and for about a year or a year and a half after she passed away, every time she would show up in my dreams, she would just sit there quietly while I yelled and screamed at her in my dreams. I would wake up feeling angry because it felt like I was just screaming into the void because she never answered or said anything. She just sat there and listened. I probably had these dreams once a week for the whole year to year and a half after her death. The same thing every time. She shows up, I yell, I scream, and she just stays quiet. Then one night, when she showed up in my dream, I didn't have any anger or resentment feelings. It just felt like a normal dream where she showed up for a bit, as if it was just any ordinary dream. I don't remember what was said in the dream, but I just know that when I woke up, I was hit by the realization that it was the first time since she passed that her presence did not ignite anger within the dream. I really do feel as though it was her visiting me in my dreams and going back to her parenting technique of just letting me scream and yell until I felt better, and she just sat there and took it until she knew that I was okay and that I was ready to move forward. She doesn't turn up very often in my dreams anymore. I mean, if I got yelled at for a year and a half, I'd also be selective with my visits. But the most recent time she did turn up was about 6 months after I got out of an 8-year relationship with the person I was dating while she was alive. I was seeing a guy who you could say was a fuckboy and that I knew there was no real potential. And I had just been on 2 dates with another guy who was very nice, but I was feeling conflicted because I thought the nice guy was somehow too nice. In my dream that night, it was myself, the fuckboy, and the nice guy, and my mom.
Oh my God, no.
And I think we were at an amusement park for some reason. Anyways, in the dream, my mom just kept fawning over the nice guy, telling me how great he was and how I should get to know him more. And she didn't even acknowledge the fuckboy. The next day, I decided to ghost the fuckboy and put more effort into getting to know the nice guy. And now we've been dating for over a year. I always had a feeling of sadness that my mom would never get to meet whoever I ended up with. So it gives me a small sense of comfort to feel like she was still checking in on me and made another dream appearance just to give me a push in the right direction.
When I tell you that I'm not going to be okay today. It's
that
almost
one
like,
fucking got me last night or the other day too.
It's almost like all of this stuff has like just been building in me, and now I'm experiencing a release.
Mm-hmm. Get it out.
And so
here on camera.
Quite literally. You read one sentence and just
fucking waterfall.
I'm not even
I have a really fun one to end it on at least.
Falling out of my face at this point.
I will end it on a good one.
No control.
Well, here's a good one.
I can't wait to go in public and eat after this, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Here's a good one. Just very short.
Okay.
Hey ladies, my wife and I met you at your Columbus show. This isn't so much a story, but I just wanted to let you guys know you were our last hurrah before we become parents. My wife Jenny and I found out we are expecting our first baby due in December, which means they found out probably right after our show.
Congratulations.
She's my best friend, and I cannot wait to watch my best friend become a mom. From ladies and tangents to babies and tangents.
Oh, congratulations.
Isn't that beautiful? No, it made you cry.
It made me cry.
What the hell? Okay, well, we're going to take a small break so I can pee, and also because the rest of these are going to Here we go.
Fuck. God.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Who the fuck cares?
Who the fuck? Mother's Day 2024. This is titled, Would a Mom Without a Mom Still Be as Sweet? I'm sorry, but this is really good. This is really good.
And by you, I mean all of you.
And by this is really good, I mean this feels like the Grey's Anatomy episode that ruined me, and then I was like, I can't wait to watch that again. Here we go.
Okay.
Hey, it's Coraline back with another story. Remember?
Hey, Coraline? Yes.
I'm so happy y'all liked my last submission and very happy that y'all looked past the accidentally Gypsy Rose vibes of my silly title. Totally unintentional. Big oops on my part. My bad, and I apologize for that.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
To enjoy the spooky, heartwarming nature of the tale. My motherhood, that was the one that was the ghost almost killed, right? Was it the ghost almost killing the parents?
Yes.
I thought so.
Yes.
That's what I think. I'm sorry
yep.
if we're incorrect about that. My motherhood submission is all about being a mom when you don't have one. As mentioned in my previous story, I didn't have a good mother, so I never had that positive example of what a mother should be or someone I could call at 2 a.m. when my baby's doing something weird and I need to know if it's normal or if I'm doing everything wrong. But there is this sweet little memory I wanted to share that I hold so dear to my heart, and I remember whenever I feel like maybe I'm fucking it all up. When my daughter was about 5 or 6 months old, I was carrying her on our way outside, and I tripped on one of her goddamn wooden blocks. The point of that sumbitch, it's written sumbitch. Sumbitch hit me right in the arch of my foot, and I went down. I had my little baby in my arms, and my body decided to self-destruct in order to save this little lady. The way that happened to me, I'm sorry, I'm going to cut. Hold on, I'm so sorry, Coraline.
That's what happened to me on my freaking ankle when I was holding Forrest.
Truly, that happened once in front of Corey's dad, and I I was coming down the steps into our patio area, fell into a hole while I was holding Sawyer, and he goes, you literally, as you were falling, held her up. So, my whole body went down, but I was like, save the child. Baby. And he was like, that was the craziest shit I've ever seen. I was like, that's that mom in me, bro. Okay, anyways. My knees bent at the weirdest angle, and I fell in a way that majorly sucked for me, but my baby was entirely unaffected. In fact, I took a picture of how she was looking at me after we fell because it was so sweet. I'll attach, so I have it to show you. She's looking at me like I'm the sun of her universe. She didn't think, oh no, my mommy made a mistake. How scary. She was like, I'm being held by my mommy. Yay. And whenever I start to hyperfixate on every little moment and worried that I'm ruining her and everything, I remember that little face and that I could be failing, but I'll always catch her. And of course, there is nuance and nonsense that goes along and contradicts that sentiment, but kids don't notice all those little fuck ups. They notice how you make them feel. She didn't notice that I fell. She just knew that I was holding her and that she felt loved and safe. And as long as your kids feel loved and safe with you, those tiny little mistakes fall away to time. I wanted to share this little story as a little lifeline to all my overthinking moms out there. Have the most beautiful life. I'm rooting for you all, Coraline. Oh. I know, isn't that so beautiful? I can't handle you
sue all of you
for emotional damage.
I'm never gonna financially recover from this. From how many lawsuits I'm sending to each and every one of you.
They get, hey, guess what? I have 4 more.
Oh, fuck you.
I'm sorry. I think 3 of them are bad. Okay.
What in the masochism?
I'm sorry.
Is masochism a word?
Yeah, masochist is like when you want to hurt.
Yeah, I know.
And I am a masochist.
See, masochist I knew, but I didn't know if masochism was the act of being a masochist. I think
so.
Or if that was like what I did in 2nd grade at the Catholic Church.
Something like that.
It was like catechism, masochism, communion.
John Paul or whatever, the 2nd.
Confirmation.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to go through these kind of quickly because they're kind of long but I think they're important. Okay. Love this one. But it's okay. Here we go. Hi, ladies. I'm feeling a bit anxious and unsettled, and I'm hoping taking a few minutes to write to you will make me feel better. Please only use my first name if you decide to share this on the pod. Say less. I got you. Celebrating Mother's Day. I'm not even saying your name at all right now.
I'm not even wiping.
I'm not wiping. Celebrating Mother's Day has gotten easier into adulthood now that it's been over 10 years that I haven't spoken to my biological mother. We celebrate my stepmom on Mother's Day, and by some twist of fate, she's known me and been in my life longer than my biological mother for now, so it's fitting. I wanted to add a bit of
Yeah.
So
Other mothers.
other mothers. I got another one after that. It's kind of
Another
the
other
same.
mother.
Yes. My parents got divorced when I was 8, and my mother had custody of my sister and me for 4 years until my dad moved us to the United States. She set us up with a shared email account before we left so we could stay in touch with her, and I think I remember there may have been phone calls at the beginning of us living with our dad. What I do remember clearly is that emails and phone calls wouldn't come without a reminder from her about the way life had to change for them because I was no longer there, like them hiring a live-in maid to help out my disabled grandmother around the house or even moving across the city while their house got remodeled. The way she made me feel guilty about those things as a 12-year-old, like my sister and I, who is 5 years younger than me, were holding them back from doing these things just by existing. She, of course, tried to reason it out as having a place for us to come back to whenever we decided to go back to live with her. Spoiler, it's been 20 years and I have no intention of ever moving back there willingly. The true rift came when I turned 19 and my biological mother didn't call on my birthday because I was spending the day with my dad's sister and stepmom. They had been married for about a year by that point, and my biological mother went from calling once a month to constantly writing, IMing, FaceTiming, etc. in that year. But I was pretty hurt that she didn't call me on my birthday because she didn't want to, quote, compete for my attention with my stepmom.
Okay.
Right. This isn't me stipulating. She explicitly texted me the day before to tell me she'd call me when she wasn't around. The mental gymnastics have left me exhausted to figure out that logic. Of course, she placed the blame for that on me and berated me for my hurt reaction to her ignoring me on my birthday. After we moved with our dad, she had called us on our birthdays, on Christmas, and New Year's every year before my dad got remarried.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that some shit?
Mm-hmm.
I slowly stopped speaking to her after that, and the last time I remember her calling me was on my 21st birthday. You know who has been a constant presence in my life since I was 17? My stepmom, who I can confidently call mom now. My friends refer to her as my mom, my husband refers to her as his mother-in-law, and my extended family respect her position as my mom. Although our relationship hasn't been perfect, because whose is, she is the person who took me to my first gyno appointment. She's the person who hosted my bridal shower. She's the person who helped me shower after major surgery after barely knowing me for a year. She is the person who finished my bikini wax when I couldn't do it myself during lockdown. She was the first person I called when my first major relationship ended and I was in a different country. She all but earned being celebrated on Mother's Day. Over the years, I have heard it numerous times when I share with someone that my stepmom is my mom and I don't speak to my biological mother. But she's your mom. And I'm her daughter, her eldest of 4, and in the past 10 years, there hasn't been any attempt to reconnect from her either. She has tried connecting with me via my 2 half-sisters, but that never worked because they're practically strangers to me. The older I become, the more I understand that she has always been the adult here. And even though I'm not a parent myself, hasn't the strain always been on her to try to have a relationship with me, even if I'm in a different country? The internet isn't what it was 20 years ago, and keeping in touch is embarrassingly easy now, that if she hasn't reached out by now, maybe she doesn't want to. That's certainly the case for me. I grieved my absent mother for years in ways I didn't realize were grief until my adulthood, or maybe I didn't notice because my stepmom made that grief easier to bear. It's not sad or happy, but the fact that I don't think of my biological mother at all by now just is. What is sad, however, is that when I do think of her, it's the bad memories. Like how she moved us into a small ramshackle house after the divorce because she couldn't find a job after burning bridges for sleeping with her colleagues at work, the man she cheated on my dad with and is now married to. I remember how when I couldn't have been older than 10, she didn't feel like getting out of bed to make me breakfast and I couldn't find anything to eat that I could make myself safely. When I made myself instant coffee, I was born in South America, it's chill. And left half of it with a note to tell her that's what I had for breakfast, she threatened violence when she dropped off my lunch at school later that day. Celebrate who you want on Mother's Day or Father's Day or Grandparents' Day or whatever day. Celebrate no one at all. Sometimes some of us can no longer justify every bit of abuse or neglect experienced in childhood as, but it's family. And sometimes days like the second Sunday in May or the third Sunday in June are just days. And that's okay. Sometimes it's okay that your mom is only 7 years older than you because your dad picked a woman in her mid-20s to marry when he was 41. The joke died out like a year in, but I often do laugh about the fact that my mom is closer in age to my husband than I am. Anyways,
It happens.
what are you going to do? Anyways, I don't feel any less anxious or unsettled than I did at the beginning of this, so I'm going to go now. I planned to end this a bit better, but there you go. Anxiety wins this one again. Thanks for reading if you did, and come to Baltimore soon. Love you both. Kisses to Mosby, Vanessa.
Oh, Vanessa, thank you. I
Vanessa,
think that was
so beautifully written, and I really wanted to include it because I think so many people resonate with you as, I think it's something that people expect or like almost want to force you to
like there's a right and a wrong way to celebrate specific
who
days
you're supposed to celebrate on that day, and that's yours is just a really good reminder that there's no rules. None of this is real.
Everything's
do whatever
made
the
up.
fuck you want.
Truly. And I love that you also added like sometimes they're just days.
Yeah.
And don't beat yourself up.
Mhm.
Celebrate whoever you want or no one at all, and that's fine. Like
Totally.
thank you for writing that.
Yeah. This is gonna go a little bit along with that.
Okay.
This is called My Grandma Was the Mom When She Didn't Have to Be. Mom story.
I hate this episode.
I'm so sorry.
I haven't been like this in so long. I'm almost
so sorry.
I'm almost like sick.
Is it funny that like when I was doing this, I was like, this is gonna be the best one. Yeah, I was giddy because I felt emotions. And you're like, it's too much.
I wanna like leave me in the street.
I'm so fucking sorry.
I visited my house today and the backyard is a mud pit.
Oh yeah.
That's where I'm picturing myself right now. Just like let me sink into the mud.
I'm so sorry. What's up, ladies? First of all, I will say that they're a bit more lighthearted for the ones I have for the Patreon. So if you want ones that are a bit more lighthearted, please go to patreon.com/ladiesandtangents where you will find more of these. But
Or
maybe not as
you'll find happiness.
or maybe not. First of all, let me start by saying you both are amazing and helped me through so much through the years. I don't know where I would be without y'all, so thank you so much. Okay, on to the story. My name is Brittany, she, her pronouns. My mom was very limited and still is to this day. I wasn't going to add this into the story, but thinking about it, I want it to be as real as possible because for one, you ladies show us your true selves. And so I feel comfortable doing the same. And for two, it does my grandma's memory a disservice to not give you all the context. If my grandma and grandpa, for that matter, hadn't stepped up and raised my older sister and I don't know truly how we would have turned out. But as of now, we are both happy and successful with our respective childhood traumas we are working hard to overcome from the abandonment from the parents that brought us into the world. And I'm sure I'm not the only one in the Fanjit groups who have these types of confusing feelings on Mother's Day / Father's Day, really any type of holiday. On those days, I celebrate my grandparents because without them, I wouldn't be who I am. Every time you two talk about your grandma, I'm smiling because she was your matriarch. That's what mine was for me. Her name was Hazel Marie. An older woman named Hazel.
Lady Hayes.
Get the fuck out of here. That's so cute.
I also would like to say
He's immediately welling.
Look,
It
there's at least one tear out of each eye
Already.
per sentence. But I wanted to say with this one and the one prior, like, and maybe ones before, I don't know. I'm
blacking out.
I'm blacking out a little bit. But I love that people aren't just talking to us, but they're talking to the community.
That's why I wanted to add him.
Like, I think that that's such a beautiful thing to be like, yeah, I'm writing into you guys, but it's almost like now
people need to hear this.
I'm talking to my friends too.
Yeah.
Like, knowing that they've heard us speak about hard things and they're like, you know what? I have some hard stuff too. And instead of feeling like an imposter about experiencing it, I'm going to write about it.
Because I can see how what you've said has impacted other people. And
now I want
do the same.
And I think that that's beautiful.
So beautiful. This was not my intention to make you fucking sob, but like, that's how I was feeling when I read this. And I was like, I felt beautiful feelings when I was reading these, where I was just like, this is the community I've always wanted to be a part of. And I can't believe that I had hand in building it. Sorry if you just saw me dancing, it's because our music started playing, so I wasn't trying to be weird.
Except always trying to be weird.
Yep. Okay. I'm named after her. I know, classic Marie middle name that everyone has, but mine means something to me to be named after the woman who raised me. She raised me to always give my seat to the oldest person in the room. Even if there's 10 seats available, I will wait until they are seated before I sit back down. That's who my grandma was. She was outspoken. You could love whoever you wanted, as long as she could meet them. If they didn't want to meet grandma, they weren't worth her time. Her and I had a thing about butterflies. When I was starting to like boys, I would tell her when I really liked someone, there were butterflies at like levels, 1 to 5. And that's how we ranked the crushes. She loved how boy crazy I was in high school and loved to tease me about it. She would always tell me if the butterflies stayed through the first date, I was on the right path. That has stayed with me all my life, through job interviews and to the man I have married, to the house we bought, and everything in between. She beat breast cancer when I was 10, and I was her bedside nurse. When I got home from school, I would be stuck to her like glue, doing whatever I could for her, and she beat it, the strongest woman I knew. Late in 2020, she went for another scan, and it came back that her breast cancer had come back, but in her bones this time, and it was rough. I took all the time I could off work to be with her, took her to every appointment I could. We went to Kentucky with some of my aunts and my daughter to go see the Ark. It was one of her dreams to see it in person. We went in April of 2021, and she loved it. It was rough on her, but she made it. She said she would make it to see my littlest sister graduate, and she did. We watched her walk across the stage that June of 2021, and my grandma passed on July 11th. That being said, Mother's Day is bittersweet for me. My limited egg donor, I call her, is still earthbound, but in the same state as me, actually. I haven't heard or seen her going on 5 years now. My daughter is 7, and I haven't seen my true mom that raised me going on 4 years. It's a bittersweet feeling every Mother's Day. I know I'm not the only one that has these feelings, and I just wanted to share my grandma's story. If this gets shared on the pod, I will be bawling my eyes out more. You and Jeri both.
Me too, girlfriend.
More than I did when I wrote this out. If you want more details as to the drama of the limited mother, I got heaps, but I didn't want to make this any longer. Haha. Again, love you ladies and all you do. Brittany from the Michigan show. And there's a PS I want you to read. I'm not going to read it out loud, and you don't have to either, but right at the bottom there, the PS. So you can put a face.
Brittany,
I love you so much.
You son of a bitch.
I love you so much, Brittany. Brittany, you're the one who walked out and we thought you were gone, and then you popped back in and we were like, "Whoa, what's up, girl?" Oh my God. I fucking love you. Oh, I think
Good
you
shit.
also delivered a present from someone.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I remember.
I remember.
Oh my God, that's good. That's good stuff.
All right. I have one last one that I'll do
Okay,
for you.
Fine.
And this is a fun one.
Okay, I don't believe you at this point, but that's fine.
I
Sure.
promise it is.
Okay.
I thought more of them were going to be like this,
Mhm.
but they all ended up being more sentimental, which we love as well. However,
Yeah, no, it's good. Honestly, this is necessary. This is necessary, and I love that people feel comfortable enough to share stories like that.
Yeah.
Because there's not a whole lot of places where you get to share
Just for real.
those meaningful stories,
Yeah.
the stuff that like made you who you are,
Yes.
and that is like your origin story, and like sharing that with us is really, really special. And
So
I will
beautiful.
cry 1,000 tears for you. I don't give a fuck.
I fucking sure will.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. This is called the heartwarming, like warming, nose hair singeing, lung burning story of my mother. Ready?
Oh hell.
Hey,
This is
lady.
me at that one cabin where I
yeah.
accidentally lit my hair on fire.
Yeah. Hey, ladies, my name is Caitlin, and my wife's name is, I'm so sorry, Techla? It's Tecla, but they write in parentheses no, because that's maybe Tekla? Techla. How would you say that?
I don't know.
Tekla.
Tesla?
That's what you,
Techla?
I'm going to say
Tesla?
it like technology. but you have to understand, you fucked me a little.
I'm not trying to victim blame here, but you fucked us a little.
Because CH could be, so tell your wife, I'm so fucking sorry if I get this.
No, you know what? Tell your wife you fucked up.
You did this wrong.
No.
I'm going to
No,
say
sorry.
Tekla. And if so, that's a beautiful name. Tesla is too. Which
Yeah.
one should I pick?
I don't know. T.
T. I'm going to call your wife T, and I apologize. K and T. I'm done with you. Just kidding.
Done with you.
This says, feel free to use all the names because that is what we are called. Firstly, I'd like
Use
to
our names if you can figure them out, you big stupids.
You know that I have trouble with words. Firstly, I'd like to say I absolutely adore you two. You both always, without a doubt, bring a smile.
Sorry about fucking you
Yeah,
a little
I'm
bit ago.
sorry. I really am. You both always, without a doubt, bring a smile to my face, no matter the kind of day I'm having. My wife, 26 female, and I, also 26 female, have been longtime listeners and recently went to your show in Seattle. Which I have to say was amazing. It truly felt like a giant hangout party with friends, even though we've never met each other. For a minute, I thought you were talking about you and your wife, and I was like, what? That's the first time you met? I get it. I get
Hell
what you're
yeah.
saying.
They're like, I feel so confident about meeting you here that we should get married.
Let's do this. You both have been in my ear hole since I was 21 and just starting my career. And now,
Wow.
right?
Wow.
And now my wife and I have our own business that is thriving, and we still listen to you both.
That's so special.
I know, but now we can listen at the same time. I've wanted to send you a story, as I have many, but could never decide on what to send first. Well, while listening to you today, you gave me my answer on what to send in. A heartwarming mom story, although it's more just funny than heartwarming. So here we go.
I'll
My
be the judge of that.
My sister and I are Irish twins, 11 months apart, and have always been in a close in a quote, I hate you, but you're also my best friend type of way. We both have sisters very close in age, so I feel like we get that.
Yep.
That I'm sure many siblings know about. Anywho, I was probably about 6 and my sister would have been about 7. For once in our mischievous little lives, we were playing in our room, not causing any mayhem. Our room was directly across from our mom's room in a small ground level apartment. Our door was closed and we were straight vibing. Out of nowhere, we hear running footsteps. Our door flies open and our mother is rushing at us full speed. My sister and I, dumbfounded, just continue to sit on the floor, wide-eyed and terrified. Every possible horrible situation my 6-year-old brain could come up with was flashing through my mind. Earlier that same year, I had woken up in the wee hours of the morning to see a man peering through our window in the dead of night. It scared me so bad I had army crawled to my sister's bed, woke her up, and forced her to army crawl into our closet where we proceeded to sleep for the rest of the I love that you didn't tell your mom.
Yeah.
Proceeded to sleep for the rest of the night until my very confused mom found us curled up a few hours later. So little me was pretty sure my sister and I were about to be scooped up by my mom and whipped away from whatever danger was going down. But oh boy, was I sorely mistaken. My mother, a whole-ass responsible adult that I trusted with my 6 years of life, stops directly in front of us, does an about-face, squats with her butt in our faces, and then rips the hardest of ass-clapping farts that seem to last 10 years and 10 seconds, all at the same time. Already in the squat position, as soon as that last cheek clap ended, she sprinted back out of our room, slamming the door, leaving us altered for life. Mom, what the fuck?
Yeah.
To this day, my mother claims she, quote, doesn't remember committing this nose hair cinching crime against her 2 oldest children. And I call bullshit because anytime we tell this story, she gets the same shit-eating grin I get when I know I've been caught. So there you have it, a heartwarming, nose hair singeing, lung burning story of my mother. Shout out to my mom, Amra, sister Corinne, beautiful names, oh my God, and my beautiful wife of almost 9 years, T.
T.
I'm going to say Tesla. That's probably wrong.
It's like he's so confident.
God damn it.
I'm sticking with T.
Fuck it. My mom and sister don't listen to this podcast, but if you read this story on the show, they will be forced to listen to this episode. I hope they cry. So, hey, thank you for taking the time to read the story if you do. And if it doesn't make it on the show, hopefully it at least gave you a good laugh. Thank you both for just being you and making the world a more enjoyable place. Sincerely, 2 bald eagles of Seattle. Scream! JK is just Caitlin and Tesla. Oh, shit. Not a good mom farting in her kid's face.
Yeah, classic.
A fucking
classic. Oh my God. That's
the way
good.
that I've been like
Farting in your kids' faces?
no, but I've just always wanted to. It's so funny. One time,
What in the pink eye?
one time, because I had an ex who did this, and it would be terrible, but he would do it all the time, where he'd be like, "Catch this." He'd throw the fart in his hand and throw it in my face.
Why did my ex do that too?
Because they're terrible people.
The worst.
But my son, apparently I didn't know that he had been watching that encounter happen between the two of us.
Oh, no.
So one time Noah came up to me. He was probably 3 or 4, maybe. Think Forrest. Okay. Maybe younger. Might have been like 2 to 3. He comes up to me and he goes, "Got something for you."
Oh, no.
With his hand like this. And I go, "What?" And he goes, "Farted." And just tosses it up into my face. He goes, "Farted."
Yeah.
I was like, are you pleased with yourself
Great.
that this is what you've done?
Oh.
So anyways, thanks moms.
See what I'll
thanks,
do?
moms of all types for farting.
I will make a big commotion. I'll be like, "Oh my God, guys, shh. Listen." And then I'll rip ass just as loud as I possibly can.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
And you know what's even funnier is that I don't do that in front of Sawyer, but she's already figured out that farts are funny.
Because they
she'll
are.
fart and I'll be like, "What was that?" And she'll start giggling. And then when she giggles, it doesn't more, and then she laughs harder, and I'm like, "You sick bitch. What are you doing, you little farter?"
Oh, well, thanks for sending in your stories, everyone. I need to go hydrate since I'm completely depleted right now after
Here you
those
go
stories.
Get some electrolytes in your body.
I do. I need that desperately. If you thought that was a good time, you can have more good times with us on patreon.com/ladiesandtangents.
And if you're like, "Fuck that wasn't a good time," but you want more Sims content, you can go to patreon.com/ladiesandtangents because that'll be on there too.
Yeah.
And also, we have more coming for you, not on Patreon, so don't fucking yell at me, dude.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
coming. We're happening.
We are
the wedding
still-
is.
we are still a 2-person situation.
Give us a moment. You know
My
what I mean?
God, dude. Get the hell in. Oh, we love you so much. We'll see you next week.
All right.
We're out.
Goodbye.